So, Sarah, I was wondering, what kind of sports do you like to play?
Well, I love riding horses. And actually, when I was in college, I took a lot of classes about horseback riding. So I can do all sorts of sports on horseback.
Wow, that's amazing. Don't you think riding horses is scary?
I think it's part of the fun. For example, I used to be in the rodeo and I did a sport called saddle bronc riding. And the way you do this is they put the saddle on the horse and then they let the horse just go crazy. And the horse runs and bucks and tries to get you off. And you try to stay on. And it's really scary, but it's also really exciting.
Wow, that's that's what's called a bucking bronco, right?
Yeah, and it's really hard to stay on. In fact, you win if you can stay on 8 seconds.
Oh, that doesn't seem very long.
It's really, really long. When I was, it's really long when you're on the horse. My first time, I only stayed on about 4 seconds, and then I fell off in the middle of the ring and I got knocked out.
Oh,
Yeah, and the rest, yeah, and I had a big black eye for about 2 months.
wow, from falling off a horse. That's why it seems scary. Isn't it really dangerous?
It is really dangerous. And they don't make you wear helmet or any safety gear. I didn't wear a helmet my first time. I think it was pretty stupid. The you start so the horse starts in a metal cage, so the horse can't move. And then you sit on top of the horse, on the horse's back in the saddle. And then you say, "I'm ready." And they open the door. And the horse explodes and just starts jumping and turning and twisting. And the horse did about 3 or 4 jumps, and I fell off.
Wow. How many seconds did you make it?
Three, probably
Three?
about 3 seconds.
So you'd have to do that more than twice as long to
Yeah.
win.
I got better at it, but I never could stay on for 8 seconds.
Did you try any other rodeo events?
Yeah, I tried to do calf roping.
What's that?
This is a sport where you have your horse, and your horse is trained. It's not the wild horse from before. And there's a calf, and you try to throw your rope so that you catch the calf. And a calf is a baby cow.
Wow. And so, what do you have to do if you get your rope around the cow?
Then you have to run up to the cow and you have to tie the cow's legs together. And when you finish tying the cow's legs together, the timer stops. So you want to do it as fast as you can.
That sounds really fun. And it doesn't sound as dangerous as the saddle bronc competition.
No, it's not as dangerous, but after a while, I started to feel bad for the baby cow.
I see.
It's just, he's a small little baby, and he's really scared, and he's trying to run away. And I started to feel bad about catching him with the rope and tying him up, so I stopped doing it.
I see.
So when we're talking about ideal hotels, what do you think is an ideal hotel for you?
That's a tough question, but when I choose a hotel, I would look at where the hotel's located
Right,
and also the food.
right.
So as long as the hotel is surrounded by nature, preferably on the water,
Okay.
and maybe some mountains in the back, and if the food, the breakfast, and dinner, and all the food that they have is amazing, I'm good. I'm set.
Now, what about facilities? I mean, hotels have various facilities, whether it's gyms or movie rooms or computer rooms that allow you to do, internet and various things. Some hotels have pools. Would those be things that you would want in your ideal hotel?
Oh yeah, gym I'm not so interested in because I can, play sports outside when I'm surrounded by nature. Why would I be, inside working out?
Right.
But in terms of the swimming pool, I'm actually interested because when I was looking at pictures, I don't know which country it was, but there's an outdoor pool, like infinity pool, that looked like it was connected to the ocean, and
Oh, wow.
it was just so beautiful. And before I thought, why would I swim in the swimming pool when I have an ocean in front of me? But if there is an swimming pool like that at the hotel, I'll definitely stay there for a long time.
Right. Now, what about spa facilities? Massages and different spa treatments. Is that something that would interest you in your ideal hotel?
Oh, yes, yes, for sure. I am so into massages, and yeah, I would definitely want massage room and spas in the hotel. That would be perfect.
Oh, okay. And there are some really expensive hotels that offer the service of a personal butler. Do you think that would be necessary for you in your ideal hotel, or would that be um, one amenity that you could do without?
I th I think it depends, but I don't really, when I'm staying at the hotel, I would usually, want to be alone and want to enjoy my time with my family or you know, my husband or myself, that I actually don't want anyone following me everywhere I go. So, to a lot of people might be, that's a good idea. It's a nice treat to have, but I am personally not up for that.
Okay, well, sounds like a pretty nice hotel you've just described.
So, Mike, the other day my friends and I were talking about ideal hotels. What is your ideal hotel?
Well, there are many hotels that would appeal to me, but I'd say my ideal hotel would number one have to have a gorgeous view from the room. And if we're talking about idealistic, um, I would choose a hotel that is suspended over the water, just off the beach. And my ideal hotel would be not a hotel where the rooms are all connected, but rather rooms being separate villas or bungalows, and those villas to be situated just above the water. So when you wake up in the morning, you're literally above the water already. You're already on the beach. And to get from your room to the beach, you have to walk out and you wade in the water until you get to the beach. So a place like that, definitely my ideal hotel would, something like that. Um, my ideal hotel would have to be situated in nature, and I would really love it to have a location that would provide me with opportunities to do a lot of cool activities, perhaps adventure stuff in nature, dealing with animals, that type of thing, being able to see the local color of the area. So that would probably be my ideal hotel. One other point I'd like to make is that the hotel would have to have unbelievable food. And I think a hotel with good food, and not just good food, but a lot of options for food. So when you wake up in the morning and you go for a breakfast buffet, you have a choice of virtually any different type of food that there is. A lot of good hotels are limited to what kind of food they offer, even if the food is high quality. So that would be another aspect for me that would be quite important for my ideal hotel.
Yeah, sounds like a nice hotel that you just described.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey Todd, I'm going and looking for a gym actually. I hear you've joined a gym. Which one?
Yeah, actually, there's a real nice gym downtown that just opened about maybe a month ago, 2 months ago. It's really
Oh,
nice.
okay. What's the name of it?
The name is Fitness Club.
Ah,
Yeah.
good name.
Yeah, so, and it pretty much has everything. I mean, it has, free weights, of course, and it
Yes.
has all the latest machines.
Oh, good.
Yeah, actually, some of the machines are kind of tricky. I really don't know how they work yet, so I have to ask the staff.
So it's more than a treadmill. It's a whole big machine that you don't know what to do.
Exactly. I'm actually afraid to get on the thing. I don't want to break it,
Is there people there that can help you?
Yeah, actually, that's part of the problem is you can't use any of the equipment unless you get trained for it. They're really specific.
Oh, okay.
So you have to have guidance. It's kind of annoying, actually, because, everything, they have a system and they know based on, your membership what machines you can use and what you can't. And
Oh, okay. But what happens if, like, I've been to a gym before? Do I still need to get the training before I start?
Yeah, that's how I was. I told them that I, had been lifting weights for a while and they didn't care. So you have to get certified to use all the equipment. It's kind of inconvenient.
Okay, so do they have classes, though?
They do. Actually, they have pretty much everything. They have yoga, kickboxing, spin classes, dancing. So, and the schedule looks, pretty diverse.
Oh, that's good. I do prefer classes than the weights.
Yeah. Only one thing that's bad about the classes, though, is that because it's new and it's a new gym, there's lots of people, and it looks like it's pretty crowded in there. I think you have to reserve what classes you're going to join.
Oh, really?
Yeah, isn't that terrible?
Oh, geez. I'm usually just like to walk in.
Right. I know.
When you feel like going to the gym, you go.
Right. One thing that is nice though is they have an actual gym floor, like a basketball gym, so you can play basketball. They have volleyball tournaments. So I mean, if you like more traditional sports like tennis, they also have tennis courts. You can do that as well.
Oh, that's good. I do like tennis. I love tennis, actually.
Well, actually, if you're interested, I'd be glad to take you down to the gym and show you. I think you get a free trial workout.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So how much would it cost per month?
Well, because it's new, it's kind of expensive. It costs about $50 a month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But if you buy a membership, a 2-year membership, you can get a 2-year membership, I think, for $800. So it saves you some money, so it's kind of reasonable.
And I suppose if you pay for two, you have to go then.
Right. It's $800 for 2 years, $500 for 1 year, or $50 a month.
Okay.
So, one thing that's really cool too is they have a social center. They have like an area where you can get like fruit drinks and coffee and stuff like that, and just hang out. It's quite nice.
That's good. So after the workout, go and have coffee.
Right.
Lovely. Okay, so I'd love to come and have a look at it.
Okay, well next week anytime, just give me a call and I'll take you there.
All right, great. Thanks.
Now you were saying that you worked in radio and at a young age, but then you went back to it much later in life. Can you talk about that?
I did. Well, when I was 21 years old, I got headhunted to do a show. This show was basically a freelance show that had to be done in 3 different languages at the same time. So the range of audience was quite broad. And this show was basically anything I wanted to talk about. So quite often I talked about music, current events, anything political, anything non-political, anything that came to my mind I would talk about.
So what were the 3 languages of the show?
Hindi, Punjabi, and obviously English.
Okay, and what was the city? Where was this at?
This was in Auckland.
Okay, so this was one of these kind of blended radio shows where you slip from one language to another?
It was. Well, the show was catering for everybody, basically. So the criteria was speak in a way that makes people understand, even if they don't speak the language. So the trick was to say 1/3 in English, the rest in Hindi and Punjabi, where I could, and somehow it just made sense.
How do you go about doing that? Like, did you plan it, or does it just kind of roll off your tongue?
For me, I think it's quite natural because my parents speak in Hindi and Punjabi, and so for me, English is quite natural, and so are the other 2 languages. Blending them together was never a problem.
Now, when you hear languages being switched back and forth like that, are you conscious of it, or sometimes are you not even conscious that you're speaking one language or the other?
I don't think I'm conscious of it at all. It just happens. It's a slip of tongue. All 3 languages I'm quite fluent in. So for me, to switch from one to the other is just a natural course of a day.
So since you have experience in the music industry, what do you think makes a good DJ?
A good DJ is one that's neutral when they need to be, and one who can switch sides very quickly and make things controversial from being neutral. What I mean by that is if you have an interesting topic and a caller calls you up and is very positive about it, a good DJ would be able to flip it over very quickly and say something that would make it controversial.
Now, do you think there's a certain balance, like how much you should talk and how much music should be played? And
there is absolutely a balance. Quite often people listen to radio for music. So you need to make sure that your music ratio is more than how much you talk. But the amount you talk has to be interesting, but quite limited.
All right, thanks a lot.
No, you're welcome.